get some nuggets from our VIP room and then get started on day 2. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm your moderator. If you need anything, holler at me in the chat. That means that if Coach Nick says a website or references a resource and you're like, wait, where's that at? Check the chat. If you hear about a promo code, and that's going to happen today, so heads up, you're going to hear about a promo code, but you have to message to get your own promo code. That's gonna happen today. I'm the one that you message. My name is Wanda, and I'm so excited to be here with you on how to sell anything, my favorite part, with a webinar. And when we say anything, we're referring to the coaches out there, the services that you sell, the programs. I've watched over 50 businesses implement this. That's such a milestone. But everything from educators to architects are using this program to get what they know is special and valuable in front of more eyeballs. And that is the goal, getting this in front of more people. So I'm going to drop a link, VIPers, before we get into general session. I'm going to drop a link in the chat for you for that offer. You know what I'm talking about. And then we're going to get started here. Thank you guys for being on the line. If there's anything I can do in the chat, let me know. Oh, you guys are watching me work.
Hey, I'm HTSAWW. I'm an author. I write Wanderlust romance, and I would have left it at that. I would have probably tried to describe what Wanderlust romance is, Black romance about women who travel around the world and, the men who chase them. But since we started working together, that's kind of changed a little bit, and it's still changing. So I'm HTSAWW. I'm an author. I write Wanderlust romance, and this story is about perfectly imperfect women and the men who chase them around the world. And I also am now a major part of the travel community, the luxury travel community, and we're building a brand to just get women, perfectly imperfect women, booked.
What was going on in the business? What if you say, you know what, I want to work with Nick and his team?
So a couple of things happened, even before the VIP day. I think the first time I got on the phone with you, you kind of listened to what I was thinking I needed about this. And I was like, you are articulating everything I've been struggling to articulate, not because it wasn't there or I didn't think it was possible. I just didn't think I could do it as a one-man show. We kind of created this hook where my books are the offer. The front end, hey, I'm an author, check this book out. As a matter of fact, one of the first creative things we did together was come up with a creative dramatic narration of the first chapter of the first or the book that I was about to release. And what that actually did was got people to buy in. And then on the back end, they became a part of my contact list, if you will. So I went from an 800 member email list to now have over 3,000 people on the list. And of those 3,000 people on the list, we built even more back-end offers. We're bringing people through this free online webinar, and people are excited about this free information about how a Wanderlust author like me travels the world in luxury to write her books, sometimes for less than $500.
And then we kind of transitioned into this whole travel world, and all we did was just continue to serve your audience and their interests. Talk to us, the people like to hear about revenue journey.
So real moment of honesty, the whole term of broke artist is a real thing. Revenue-wise, I wrote my first book published in 2021. So between 2021 and mid-2024, I probably had made $8,000 total in revenue for all books. 2025 first quarter. In one quarter, I have made more than I have made in the last 3 years on my books. So Hopefully that describes it. I think it's 4X.
Say has been the biggest aha or your big win since working with us?
Webinars actually work. Having a training or a, not necessarily a consulting offer, but having a course that people truly want information and that you actually give value actually works to generate revenue.
That's what I'm doing. Now just think, and I've had to ask myself this question. Where would I be if I had listened to Coach Nick and not been resistant if I had listened to him in the first place? That aside, I am so excited that not him, he had it all the time. See, he had the ability to read me, to know exactly what I needed. He had it. I didn't have it. So I am grateful that he helped me get clarity on what I was doing, on what my purpose is, and by working with him, he has given me the confidence to step fully into my power. I'm just saying, you need a business coach? He's the one. Ability to see what, for all my smarts, I just didn't see. He had the ability to lay it out in a way that made sense. It's like a step-by-step process. I mean, that's what it is, a template.
So when you launched, talk about your results of when you launched. How much did you make? How long did it take you to make it? And all the things.
In transparency, before I launched, I was making a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there. But when I launched, I made $7,000 in 2 weeks. So
Stephen Needs, the masterpiece, the goddess of love and motivation. I am a celebrity blogger. I have more than 500,000 followers. I'm close to growing to 1 million followers on social media. And then I came across Nick. I got a Nick's mastermind. And it's like all of a sudden I got excited again. I got reinvigorated and I got to know myself a little more. As soon as I got into this mastermind, I went to a 10K month. Well, it was really a 10K week, but we're going to say a 10K month. And then the next month, getting more confidence on how to pitch my offer, how to reframe my strategy and my messaging. I literally had a 10K day. And let me tell you how good Nick is. In this 10K day, it was really a 10K like 3 hours. Like it was really like, like that.
We launched my business. I had an $8,000 launch.
Since our launch, we have made 8 to 10K.
I was able to not only launch I Am Rochelle Cooper, also I was able to leave my full-time job.
But I'm actually contracting employees.
Nick has helped us. We are now vacationing.
I made my first 5K launch.
I would say don't hesitate. Like the program is awesome. Trust Coach Nick's process.
Wherever you are, wherever you're watching it, please do well to subscribe and join this coaching section. You want to launch your business, you want to take your business to the next level, you've been struggling with that big idea that you want to launch, you can actually start up something for yourself.
So trust the process, take the course.
If you just trust it, just trust it and actually go through the steps. But if you follow the process and take like each step at a time and do the assignments, like you definitely gonna see the results. And the biggest thing
We just finished a one-on-one session. Randy, just tell the people a little bit how you feel, what we accomplished.
All right, so at this point, well, before the call, I was definitely in limbo. I was explaining that to Coach Nick, and in just 30 minutes, I got clarity. I have direction. Like the fog is clearing up, and I'm almost able to see this light at the end of the road in 30 minutes.
How excited are you for your new journey?
I'm too excited. I am too excited, and I just, like I told you, I just want to save these women. I just want to help these women. I just, I'm sorry. I know it's being recorded.
It's all good. It's all good.
Nana, you just cleared that up. You just cleared that up, and you let me know what I'm really here for, why I'm still here, and why I'm overcoming the way I am. And thank you, Coach Nick.
Of course, you will help these women get their life back. So let's go do it. It's time to put our money where our mouth is. So let's work.
Get it.
All right.
Welcome back. It's day two of Sell Anything with a Webinar Challenge. How to sell anything with a webinar challenge. I always say my favorite part of that is the anything part. And the reason I say that is because there are so many people in the room. If we had an opportunity to go around, you would see all the businesses, the concepts, the ideas, the services, the value that's in the marketplace, just with the people that are on this call. And you being on this call lets us know a few things. It lets me know that you have something you're excited about, a message you want to share, a business you might already have started that you want to take the next level, but you have something that you're passionate about and that you want to nurture. And so welcome to the right room. If yesterday got your wheels turning, today is where we're going to really take those concepts and show you how we're monetizing them. And so before we get started, I want to just invite you to turn your cameras on. So I'm just going to tell you, I have had the pleasure of working with so many different types of people. And in 15 years of being a sales coach, of being an entrepreneur myself, what I've seen is I've seen a pattern. And I've seen the people that play full out and they make a decision to come and get everything that they came for. And they're treating this call tonight like their personal coaching call, and they're taking notes and they're engaged. Those are the people that get the most out of everything they come to. And I want that for you. And so I want to invite you to not just be present, but to like be engaged. Don't just have another webinar playing. What makes this another webinar? Believe it or not, it's not us. It's not our offer. It's not what we're going to present to you tonight. It's you. What makes this webinar different is you. You're the magic sauce. Two people tonight are going to hear the same information, and one person is going to go make a multiple six-figure business, and someone else is going to go, yeah, I saw that information. And I know that the difference is the person who shows up and they are expecting to hear something dynamic tonight, and they are prepared to hear something that's going to change their business. So I want to start the call by introducing you to two of our VIP guests on the line. And the reason why is because before this call, so before we do general session, we have an hour before where we meet with our VIP guests and we talk about everything that we're learning here, but specifically for their business. Like Coach gets specific to that person. And today he did that with two amazing women who I think you need to hear about what they're excited about, but their nugget, their takeaway. And that the first person I want to ask to unmute is Sandra. Are you on the line? Hello. Sandra plays full out. I really love that for her. I see her show up for real. Hey Sandra, can you unmute? You need me to do that? There we go.
Yes, I am. I'm on mute. Look at everything is on the camera. Okay.
One thing you took away from our VIP time today.
I watched Nick work with the young lady, but as far as me, like he just keeps on giving you clarity on top of clarity on top of clarity on top of clarity until you cannot deny what you see. So that's what I love about Nick. He breaks it down to crumbs. Like you can't deny what you see. So that's my nugget. Just I'm getting clarity on top of clarity. So I think that's a good thing because you cannot take a leap or you can't go forward if you can't see, So yeah.
I think one of the things that we said in time that we had away from the call, and thank you, Sandra, was there are so many people who are so gifted and they're so in the thick of it and in the nitty gritty of what they do in their industry, working with people, belly to belly. I like to call that belly to belly. They are in the trenches doing real work. And sometimes they just need a little bit of help on taking what they do and what they offer and what they're passionate about and giving it some new language and showing them what it really can be. And I think that's what Sandra means when she talks about giving something clarity. I know we also had Dr. Vanetta on. Dr. Vanetta, can you unmute yourself, please, and give us one nugget that you took away from our VIP hour together?
I'm gonna unmute you.
There you go. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you give us one nugget, Dr. Vanetta, that you took away from your VIP?
Okay, here I am.
Hey.
Yes.
Looking beautiful. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. As you said, just tying in the pieces and being able to get clarity on what I need and how to state that, how to package that. So that was the main nugget that I took away, trying to get in clarity on who is my target audience and what I thought was my target audience, but being able to narrow it down even more. And that was the great thing that really helped me. And also, there was so many nuggets. Like I said, we personally had a personal conversation.
Yeah,
but
literally.
also being able to look at how that roadmap looks. He talked about how when you get on a call, this was something that really helped me because I've been on a call and I don't think I handle it that way, but being able to market yourself and once you get off that call, how to go back and repackage based on what they need and being able to negotiate saying, hey, if $10,000, what do you need for 10,000? What was 20,000 look like? What would you need if you were to offer, if the price was 20,000? So being able to negotiate that and knowing how to do that and being prepared to do that. I think that's something, as I was listening to him tell me that's something that you really want to make sure you do your homework. And that's what I got to take away from. I got to do some homework. And making sure that I'm ready and prepared when I get on those calls. So that was, everything was great, very, very beneficial, and something I think I can feel a little bit more confident now, and I can go and run with. As I was telling him, I wasn't on yesterday, but I got on and I had to get off because I had a book launch yesterday I was doing. So this was kind of play catch up, but this was a good catch up. So thank you all. This was really great. I would highly recommend. I'm going to join the boot camp. So those that have not, they didn't pay me to do this, but just the information I got from those few minutes, I would definitely highly recommend it.
I appreciate you, Dr. Vanessa. Thank you for that. Guys, let's go ahead and get to it. We've got a lesson tonight. And so leading us again tonight is our coach, Coach Nick. I call him a master at messaging. That's really what he does. Don't you love the people who they just always have the words? You may not have had the, sometimes it can get so frustrating when you just don't have the words. You don't have the $3,000 message yet. You're close, but you just don't quite have it. What I love about Coach Nick is he brings that language to our ideas and he turns our ideas and our concepts into real money makers, into real businesses. And so leading us tonight is our coach, Coach Nick. And he's going to really speak directly to you and in terms of what it takes to take this concept you have, how to target the right people, how to make a long-term business plan out of this. We know there are so many people who they got the ebook and the book and the thing out there, but the thing doesn't work if it's not part. You'll be surprised how the thing can be so great, but it will not work if it's not attached to the right system. And you look at people and I know you do, and you see other people that have offers and you're like, golly, how are they? No shade, they're great, they're good. They're not great, but how are they doing it? And the truth is, the difference between you and them is what they know that you don't. And what they know is that you have to implement systems in your business, even while your business is just good. And it's starting and it's growing. And that's how you get it to the next level. So you guys throw some fire emojis in the chat for our Coach Nick. Grab your notes, lock in. Today, we're really going to take this to the next level and really show you how to position your offer like a pro. So Coach Nick, are you there with me?
I'm here. What's going on, y'all? Are y'all ready to pick this money up off the table? I see you, Cynthia. I see you, Delicia. I see you, Dr. V, Jan. I be messing people's names up. Ashantia, Coach Stephanie. What's up, Coach Stephanie? Welcome. Y'all, Coach Stephanie was one of the first people to join the boot camp yesterday. Let's throw some hand claps in the chat for her. Listen. Did y'all get some value out of yesterday? Were you able to go back home? Well, you're in home. I'm acting like this is live. Were you able to walk away yesterday and kind of think through who your ideal client is and get the light that this could work for your business, right? Any ahas, let me know. Give me a yes in the chat if you went last night and you say, you know what? I can do this. This is something that I can do. I see Sandra said yes. Nichelle said yes. Hey, Nichelle, iPad 2. I remember that. Listen, I hope that I know that y'all got value yesterday. Yesterday, we talked about filling your webinar. And for those of you, actually, let me do this. Drop a 1 in the chat if you were here yesterday for day 1. And drop a 2 in the chat if this is your first time, if you weren't here yesterday. Drop a 1 in the chat if you were here day 1. Drop a 2 in the chat if this is your first time at the challenge on day 2. Okay, so we got mostly all repeats. All right, Dr. V, day 2. Okay, great. So I don't really have to reintroduce myself. For those of you who are watching the replay, my name is Nicholas Marquis, Coach Nick. Over the last 5 years, I've been helping entrepreneurs launch, grow, and scale through launch events. Now, I didn't start this way. I built a multiple six-figure business doing my own launch events and helping my clients build multiple six-figure and seven-figure businesses doing the same, but it didn't start that way. I actually started as an event planner back in 2012, and I went from making $100 at a baby shower. Y'all remember that story? Making $100 at a baby shower to working with some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in the country, like BET, Coca-Cola, Delta Airlines, and the list goes on and on. And I stumbled into this world of business coaching and consulting because I had a job at the time that had just closed $1 million contract, and COVID came. And while I thought they would be able to find my salary in that $1 million, they did not. And they said, you know what? We got to let everybody go. And then I started to ask myself, and some of you are asking yourself now, well, what can I do? I know I saw a couple of you in the chat and in the comments yesterday saying, you know what? I think I have an offer. I think I know what I want to do, but I don't really know what can I bring to the market that I can charge a premium for and add value to other people's lives. But let me tell you something. The evidence, and I think Sandra said this earlier, the evidence is there. The evidence is in the face. I was asking God, what am I going to do about my event business? Meanwhile, I'm on Zoom calls teaching my friends and family how to launch a business. And my godmom generated over 6 figures in 6 months. Now, if that wasn't slapping me in the face, I don't know what was. Now I want to ask you, what's slapping you in the face? If you took a step back, what are people already asking you to do? What are you already good at? What skill, talent, gift, what skills, talent, or gifts can you bring to the world and monetize? And that's a lot about what we're going to talk about today. So yesterday, we talked about filling your webinar. We went into detail about nailing down that ideal client avatar, right? Nailing down that ideal client avatar. We talked about the APART strategy, AAPRT. A stood for awareness. This A stood for announcement. How are we inviting them to our webinar, right? P stood for promotion. How are we incentivizing them to show up? We're going to talk about that tomorrow. R stood for remind. You got to remind the people to show up. And then T stands for thank. Now I want to do a pop quiz. Feel free to come off of mute or just drop it in the chat. There are 3 people that I told you need to thank yesterday. Who were those 3 people?
The people who showed up, the people who didn't show up, and the people who actually purchased.
Yes, the people who showed up and did not buy, the people who didn't show up at all, and the people who showed up and purchased. Who was that? Let's go. Who was that? Let me shut you out.
Terry.
Terry, okay, Terry. So that's your marketing strategy. This is how you're filling your webinar. And you're not just filling your webinar with anybody. You're filling your webinar with qualified leads who can pay you a premium. Okay? So, fill strategy done. You already know how you're going to fill your webinar. Now today we're going to talk about deliver. How are you going to deliver content that attracts, that convicts, and converts? What does y'all think about? Let me ask you this, and I would love for a couple people to come off of mute. What was your perception? And I'm gonna trust y'all. Give me the honest truth. What was your perception of the content that was delivered yesterday for day 1? You were here day 1. One person to come up and tell me, what did you feel about the content yesterday in day 1? Anybody?
I believe it was powerful. Clean cut. You simplified it for us. So yeah, it was good.
Good. Who was that? Was that Coach
Sandra?
Oh, Sandra.
Nope,
Okay,
Sandra.
gotcha.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Sandra. I also want to ask Coach Stephanie. Coach Stephanie, you were one of the first people to join the camp yesterday. What about the content that was delivered yesterday made you say, you know what? Yes, I want to step in. And not only, yes, I want to step in. Sandra said, I'm willing to sacrifice. Coach Nick, I'm going to eat oodles and noodles for the next 3 months to
That's what I said.
Let's go. Sandra, what was it about the content yesterday that made you say, you know what? I'm taking action and I'm going to work with this guy. And I want everybody to pay attention. And thank you for being transparent here. I know I put you on the spot. I want everybody to pay attention because you need to do the same thing. I'm going to teach you how to do the same thing in your webinar. Go ahead, Coach Stephanie.
I immediately decided to join because of all the other webinars. I mean, like all the other 5-day challenges, everything that I've joined. Um, they lead you on for 5 days and you still don't get the information that you actually came for. They give you a lot of fluff and they tell you, oh, post several times a day and check back with your leads. But one thing that he does is he's showing me, how do I get leads? How do I find the leads? And then when I have the leads, how do I communicate with the leads? So he's actually doing the tech side. And that's what my interest is. Like, they tell you everything that I've been doing. I do post every day, but I'm posting only to my same audience. I'm only posting and only the same several people are being reached. But his webinar is offering how to do ads, how to do campaigns, how to do webinars. So that's like the full package that no one else ever teach you. In order to get to that, after 5 days of free information and being in the VIP, in order to get to this part where he's at already in the beginning, you have to pay an additional 5,000 or an additional 10,000 just to get this done for you. So that's why I was like, this is what I came for. So that's why I told him I was gonna eat noodles for the next 9 months so I can pay for this.
Yes, and we ain't gonna have you eating noodles for long because my goal is to help you make money. Y'all give a hand for Coach Stephanie. Let's go. So, what was the thing that y'all noticed that she said was the reason that she took action? She got value, right? She got value. Here's how I know what I give is valuable. It's not by chance, it's not by what I think. It is by understanding, we're going to revisit this. Understanding the ideal client avatar. I'm just going to put AV. You have to understand your ideal client avatar. So when you join the boot camp, the first thing that we're going to have you do is interview your ideal customers avatar, right? So if you answered who you enjoy working with, who can pay you a premium, who has a sense of urgency, I'm going to teach you how to go find those people. And then I'm going to teach you what to say to interview them so that you can understand a couple of different things. Number one, you're going to understand what is their point A. And when we say their point A, we mean how they're describing it. Point A equals pain, right? Unhappiness. And then what roadblocks are they experiencing that's preventing them from getting to their point B, which is pleasure. Does that make sense? So we have to understand what the problem is, what the internal problem is, what the problem is that they are telling you, and what the problem is that they are not telling you, right? You have to understand the roadblocks, which are limiting beliefs, misconceptions, in order to get to point B, which is in heaven, right? Now, what you have to do, and where we're going to start, is your solution. Your solution has to be the vehicle. I'm going to erase this because I ran out of room. Big writer. Your solution has to be the vehicle. My poor version of a car has to be the vehicle that's going to get them over these roadblocks into point B. Right? Does that make sense? Your solution has to be the vehicle that gets them over their roadblocks to point B. And it has to do, you have to position it in a couple different ways, right? So you have to show them how it's going to save them time, energy, and or money to get to their point B, so that it makes it a no-brainer. And you do that through your content. All right. So today we're going to talk about how do we attract, I'm gonna leave that, let's see. We'll rewrite it. So we're talking about deliver today. Deliver. And we're going to talk about how do you attract, convict, and convert. When I did my first webinar, the mistake that I made, so like I had a couple people sign up, friends and family, and then they invited some people. So I had about maybe 5 to 10 people on that webinar. It was called the 5 components of a business, right? Or it was called Level Up, actually. And I taught the 5 components of a business. Now, the problem with this was that the name of my webinar was Level Up. And I'm like, and it's like, level up what? Level up. So the problem with this is it's unclear, it's vague, it's not screaming towards the results, it's not set up to attract my ideal client. Now, we're going to talk about how to name your webinar so you can attract the right people, right? Then when we talk about convict, when I got them there, I taught them the 5 components of a business. Now, here's the problem with this. This was informational and not what? You were here yesterday, you know what I'm saying? This was informational, but it wasn't what? Say it one more time.
Transformational.
Transformational.
You have to be transformational in your content if you want to convert. This is what's going to set you apart from everybody else. This is what's going to help people over the line. This is what's going to get them over their limiting beliefs. If you want to convert, you have to transform. Right? So we're going to walk through each of these. But before we walk through what you're going to put in the content and what you're going to name your webinar and all of that stuff, we need to talk about what is your offer, right? Who wants to create an irresistible premium offer? Give me a yes in the chat if you want to either transform your offer into an irresistible offer or create an irresistible offer. All right. When we are creating offers, you need to understand a couple of things about premium buyers. Okay. This is what I call the value pyramid. 1, 2, 3. I think that's it. All right. So you have, first of all, you need to have a specialized solution. Specialized solution. When you try to serve everyone, you end up selling to no one. I hate to break that to you. And I know a couple of you, I've talked to y'all and you're like, I do everything for everybody. When you market to everyone, you sell to no one or you sell very little. Why? Because I don't know what to come to you for. When I have an urgent pain point, I need to know that this person can help me with that pain point. If you have a foot fungus, the general doctor sends you where? To a podometrist, I think it's called, right? If you have something wrong with your eyes, they're going to send you to an optometrist, right? I'm bringing out all the big words. So when you have a specialized solution and you focus in a specialized area, you start to be able to charge a premium. The next thing that gets you to be able to charge even more is when you have proof of concept. Now, this means a couple of different things. One, social proof. So when you get people results and you have your testimonials, when you came into this challenge today, we were playing a video testimonial for our clients, showing you that we know what we're talking about and we get people results, right? Podiatrist, thank you. So that's one way to do proof of concept. Another way to do proof of concept is what I was doing with Sandra in VIP yesterday, is putting your solution in a framework or creating a system or creating a process. We have a special, unique process of getting people from point A to point B. Is this making sense? Drop a yes in the chat if this is making sense. I think we turn the arrow. I might take my jacket off, y'all. Drop a yes in the chat if this is making sense. I got 1, 2. Wake up, people. Are we here to make money or are we here to play games? Wake up, let's go. Drop a yes in the chat if that makes sense, or did it not make sense? Drop a no if it didn't make sense. Okay, great. So once we have a specialized solution, and then we have proof of concept, now is where the fun begins. When you create urgency, not only can you charge a premium, but you get people to take action. What's urgency? This can be bonuses. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. This can be bonuses. So yesterday, if you joined Webinar Selling System Bootcamp, you got an additional $500 off. Plus, you got 60 days worth of admin support on your webinar. It's a pretty fire bonus. Calls urgency. You had to take action yesterday. We got something special for you today for those of you who are ready to take action today. And then we also created scarcity. Y'all remember when the pandemic hit and people were paying like $100 for a roll of toilet paper? It was because it was scarce. We need toilet paper, right? We need toilet paper and we're willing to pay for it. So people, when you create scarcity in your offers, people take action even further. So yesterday, the scarcity piece of my offer was for the first person who pays in full, I am going to personally be on your webinar coaching you every step of the way. Like with you on your first webinar, coaching you for the first person, right? You said, but was it really? Talking about the toilet paper? For the first person, right? When you put these in place with your offers, this allows you to charge a premium and it gets people to take action now rather than later, okay? So value pyramid, and take a picture of this or write it down. But this is how you sell the offer. We'll go deeper into this tomorrow when we talk about sales. Now, when we talk about actually creating the offer. So I have a very specialized method of creating high ticket and premium offers. This can be done with any product or service-based business. All you have to do is get creative, and you really don't have to get creative because I'm going to show you what to do. The first step 1, is to model. So once you figure out what solution you want to bring to the world, once you figure out, you know what, this is the route I want to take. So Sandra wants to help women heal from their trauma, find their purpose, and monetize it. Dr. V, remind me what you do. And I'm sorry, I just gave you a nickname. Let me use your real name. Dr. Oh no, I think I lost it. Is Dr. V still here? Vanetta, there we go. I think she hopped off. But Dr. Vanetta, I think she does something similar, actually, right? What you need to do first is you need to model. There's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. If you feel like your market is saturated, that's not a sign for you to go in the other direction. Do y'all know what that's a sign of? That the market is buying and it's hot and you need to jump in. Think about it. Coca-Cola came first, right? And when they got popping and they were on the rise, who came right after Coca-Cola? Pepsi, right? McDonald's got popping as a fast food burger chain, right? Who came right after McDonald's? Well, any one of them. Burger King, right? So you don't need to make anything new. You just need to figure out what's already working in the market. And here's what you want to think about, or here's what you want to research. the first thing we want to research is what's missing. What's missing in my market? Where are they missing the mark? What does the reviews say about this offer, about these offers, right? You also need to know what they do well. What works really well for them? What's their unique selling proposition? What unique piece of value are they offering to the market? What's included in their offers, right? So what's missing? What are they doing well? You also need to know what they are not doing well. Are not doing well. And let me tell you, people will tell you, y'all were telling me all yesterday, I was working with this coach and they wasn't giving me this. And I was working with that coach and they weren't giving me that, right? Like, what are they not doing well? And then how can you avoid doing those things not well? Or how can you fill that gap? This is how you make yourself different in the market. You need, and then after you figure out what's missing, what they're doing well, and what they're not doing well, then you need to figure out, okay, what can we do to fill this gap? And how can we create these differentiators or communicate these differentiators that helps us stand out? Does this make sense? Anybody got an aha from that? This is literally how business is done. And for those of you who are like, for those of you who hear these gurus say, oh, don't worry about what the competition's doing, lies. When I used to work for Marriott, you know what they used to do? Mystery shop their customers. When I was a manager for McDonald's at the age of 16, you know what they used to do? Mystery shop their customers. So listen, I learned as much about teaching from bad teachers that I have good. Absolutely. There's a lesson in everything, right? So let that stand out for you and let that be your differentiators. Okay. So that's step one. Step one, you're going to model. You're not going to try to create anything super new. You're going to find who's already doing it and doing it well or not well. But you want something that's converting and you want to understand in and out what they are. So your homework for today is to research your competitors. I want you to get on their email list. I want you to download their lead magnet. Heck, if you got it, I'd love for you to join their program or their community or buy their course so you can understand what's in the market and what's being delivered. All right. Now, here's how you're going to stand out even more. Because step two, because here's what I'm not saying is to go and copy somebody. You're going to customize. So you are literally going to say, okay, this is what's out there. How can I customize this? So remember earlier I talked about creating some sort of mechanism, right? So when we say creating a mechanism, what is your vehicle for delivery? For me, I help entrepreneurs launch, grow, and scale their ideas into multiple six-figure and seven-figure businesses by doing launch events. And if I get real fancy, it's really called the trial method. TRIAL, test, revise, improve, assess, and launch. And when we say launch, we mean create a launch event, right? This is what makes me stand out. I have a formula, I have a framework, I have a strategy, I have a method, right? So that's what's going to help you stand out. Now, you need to name that. You need to name your program or your method. All right? So when we say name it, we don't want vitamins, we want a painkiller. So let me tell you what people did not want. They did not want a business starter course. They did not want a business fundamentals training, right? Say that slow, which part? What they wanted was my From Passion to Profit Launch Accelerator. Does that make sense? Hit the pain point. Yes. What were those words? Trial.
Yeah, that's part I was say that slow.
Got to. Trial. It stands for test, revise, improve, assess, and launch. It's my launch framework. How I walk. So the program, my entry level program is called From Passion to Profit. It's where I help entrepreneurs launch their business, and we walk them through that framework. Right.
So it's an acronym, but it's a framework, a strategy, a formula, a method. You want to create the same thing. Now, my program title, like I said, they didn't want a business course or business fundamentals training. What they wanted was, how do I go from passion to, how do I move from passion to profit? Right? Y'all see that? So it's a from passion to profit launch accelerator. My new program, Webinar Selling System Bootcamp, right? It's a system. So how do you create a painkiller instead of a vitamin? If you've ever broken a leg, or anybody ever broke anything, or have you ever had to go to the hospital? Type a yes in the chat if you ever broken anything and had to go to the hospital. Well, if you went to the hospital, let's say you broke your foot and you go to the hospital, and let's say like the doctor says, you know what, Sandra, you know what, B Summit, I'm gonna give you a vitamin C. After you slap the doctor, you want him to give you a painkiller. Kill the pain, right? Kill the pain. So everything that you bring to the market, you need to create a painkiller. No one wants a free strategy call. But what they do want is a six-figure road mapping session. What they do want is from pain to purpose, a clarity call, right? Who wants that? Right? Painkiller, right? All right, I think I drove that point home. Then you want to communicate the structure. And y'all, the reason we're going over this first is because your content, everything has to lead to the offer. So you shouldn't be teaching anything in your webinar that doesn't lead to the offer. Your webinar shouldn't promise anything that doesn't lead to the offer, right? You are in the How to Sell Anything with Webinars challenge, where the offer is the Webinar Selling System Bootcamp, helping you implement what you're learning. Does that make sense? So how do you communicate the structure? This is going to be your support system. This is going to be your resources. This is going to be how are you going to provide support during your, however they work with you, right? Whether it's a cohort, a boot camp, a coaching program, an experience, an event, right? This is what is the structure in the support system? All right. And then here is the real ticker. Your price has to be under, let me rewrite this. Your price has to be under the perceived value. So if the value is $10,000 for your offer, you got to charge under that. Now, if you want to charge $10K, you can. I'm going to show you next how to enhance this so you can charge what you want. But the perceived value has to outweigh the investment. Does that make sense? So if the perceived value is 20K, right? You're getting $20,000 worth of value. Well, now we have room to charge a little bit more than what we may have charged in the past. All right. So the perceived value has to outweigh, the perceived value has to outweigh the price. All right. So step one is to everybody type model in the chat or come off of mute and say model.
Model.
Models.
All right. Step two is to customize. Everybody say customize.
Customize.
Okay. Step three.
Customize.
All right. So I'm just gonna remove this. All right. Write this here for my note takers, my slow note takers. Customize. Step three is to enhance. All right. We are going to enhance our offer so we can charge what we want. Here's the thing. People think if I need to add more value, I need to add in another ebook. I need to add more courses. I need to add more coaching calls. I need to add more stuff, right? No one wants more stuff, and no one wants more time. I used to think if I wanted to charge more, I got to spend a year or two with people in order to charge what I charge. Instead, really premium buyers, and I'm a premium buyer. If you're a premium buyer, to be dropping me. If you're not a premium buyer, how can you expect to charge a premium? Drop me in the chat if you're a premium buyer. Let's go, folks. Wake up. Wake up. I'm about to give you the sauce, but I can't give you the sauce in integrity if I'm not talking to the people who want to sell at a premium. If you want to sell at a premium and you want to understand premium buyers, you have to become a premium buyer. All right. Premium buyers will pay you more if you can get me the result in less time. That's the truth. I will pay you more if you can help me get to the result and with less time, energy, and money, right? So here's how you truly add value to your offer so you can charge more. So whether you are like, I'm charging, drop in the chat right now. For those of you who have an offer, drop in the chat right now how much you charge for your services or for your offer. I want to show you something. I'm going to show you how to 10x this real quick. And if you don't have an offer right now, just drop in the chat what you're thinking about charging. So Jane charges $5K for 12 weeks. Okay. Oh no, I'm cutting in and out. Tired of storms messing. Oh, I'm sorry. It might be me too. Drop in the chat how much you are charging for your offer. Is this thing on? Am I in the right room? Let's go. Okay, all right, there we go. $997 for 5 weeks, $3,000 for 3 months. All right. So here's how you can charge more. Anytime you're asking, like, you know what? How can I charge more and how can I justify it? When you're enhancing, I call it the 3 E's. This is how you add true value to your offers. 1 is adding experiences. Experience. When you add the element of an experience to your offer, could you not include just maybe some sort of event? So the experiential element to my webinar selling system bootcamp is you get to come to VIP weekend where we literally help you launch. You come down here to Atlanta in person. We're going to do a content day. You're going to get professional photos and video content for your offer or for your webinar, right? You create an experience. I added a bonus. You get to come down here for my Mansion Mastermind, which happens at the end of the year to help you plan the next year. This is an experience, right? So what experience can you add to your offer? The next E is experts. This is where knowing your audience comes into play and what they need. So while you may not be able to deliver a certain thing when you see that it's missing in the market, maybe you can include an expert inside of your offer to create the value. Does this make sense? So for the Webinar Selling System Bootcamp, the expert piece in there is that for those of you who are doing digital ads, you are literally going to work alongside my media buyer, who is a Meta certified digital ads expert on launching your ads. Y'all see how that happens? Adding experts to your offer increases the value, and it can be in adjacent industries. Again, how can you support your customers' needs with experts? And you don't necessarily have to make them like a super huge part of your program. They could simply come in and do a training, and they can answer questions once a quarter or once a month. And you pay them for that, right? But you've brought that in to your offer. All right. And then the last E is execution. This one you have to get creative with. How can we take the brunt work of getting to the result out for the client? So when I talk about the Webinar Selling System Bootcamp, the execution piece is when everyone in the bootcamp that registers during the challenge, on your first webinar, we're going to give you an admin that's already trained to help you execute your webinar. How many of you love Wanda, right? How many of you would love a Wanda on your first webinar to drop the link for you, to let people in the room, answer questions, make sure that the automations are working. If anything's going on in the back end, so all you have to do is show up. The execution piece is we're going to give you that for your first webinar. If you joined yesterday, then you get that for 60 days, right? After the program. And if you do the done for you option, you get that for the duration of the program. So what can you execute for your client that makes this easy for them to get to the result? All right. These are the 3 E's to enhance your offer. And I guarantee you, if you're saying, I want to charge 10K, I want to charge 30K, I want to charge 50K, it lies within one of these 3, right? Experiences, experts, and execution. All right, so I want to take 2 minutes and I want you to think about, if you have an offer, this is great. If you don't have an offer, I want you to go into the land of creativity and I want you to figure out what you can actually, no, I'm going to do something different. What I'm going to do is I want a VIP come up who has an offer. Wanda, I'm going to switch to my audio for camera.
Sure.
If you want to spotlight me.
Okay.
And I want to show you guys something that you get once you join the boot camp. Okay. You guys see me? Okay, here we go. Okay, so I need, am I back?
You're here. We see you.
Okay.
We hear you.
I need a volunteer, one of my VIPs. I need a volunteer who wants to enhance their offer and charge more. Sandra's hand was up first, so spotlight her for me. Hey, Sandra. Oh, you may have to unmute her.
It's loud here, but okay.
Okay, so Sandra, so one of the things that you get when you join the boot camp is you get our custom GPTs that have been built with my strategies, with the frameworks and strategies that we use to be effective, right? And one of the GPTs you get is called Sammy the Strategist. Sammy the Strategist is going to help you develop your offers, create your launch strategy, all of the things that Coach Nick can do, Sammy can do, right? So we want to help me create an irresistible offer for my audience. And it's going to ask you some questions. All right. And so what we're going to do is we're going to copy these and we're going to answer these questions. All right. So,
okay.
So, Sandra, what transformation do you help your clients achieve? Think, what is the result, payoff, or outcome?
Oh, wow.
And we already
did
right?
yesterday. Listen, I got clogged.
So,
let me see. Women. Yes, there we go. Oh, you talking about what I read to you today?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Give me that.
Okay, hold on. Wait, not hold on, but I'm gonna just click over and I'll read it to you.
Okay.
Let me see. I told you my house. Okay. Here it is. I don't know if it was this one, but it's similar to it. As a purpose coach, I empower faith-driven women to heal from emotional wounds, rediscover their voice, and boldly build the purpose-led businesses and callings God created for them with confidence and clarity and heart.
Okay, do me a favor. Can you copy and paste that into the chat?
Okay. Yeah. Over here.
Let's go. We're going to do some work today. Is that all right? Can we do some workshopping today, y'all?
Yes.
It's transformation and not information. We're going to transform some things today.
There you go. I love that. I
Okay.
sent it.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, okay, good, good. Okay. All right. So, oops. All right, as a purpose coach, I empower faith-driven women to heal from emotional wounds, rediscover their voice, and boldly build the purpose-led businesses and callings God created them for with confidence, clarity, and heart. Y'all, that was so first of all, give Sandra a hand because yesterday she went from unclear to this. Like, let's go. All right, what's the biggest pain that they're experiencing right now?
Lack of confidence.
Lack of confidence, feeling stuck in
Yes, definitely.
career or
Mm-hmm.
business, and unhealed trauma. Right? Is
Perfect.
that spot
Perfect.
on?
Yes.
All right.
Perfect.
What's currently included in your offer? Yeah. What's currently included in your offer?
Well, what's gonna be included in my offer?
Yes.
They'll have access to a free group. But we
Well, it's
discussed
not
yesterday.
free. It's not free because
Oh,
it's
that's right. I'm
right. So
sorry.
a
We're
private
pitching.
network. We
Okay,
want to, that's
I like
okay.
that. Let me
Listen,
write that down.
we want to shift our vocabulary when we start talking to premium buyers, right? Because we don't want,
Mm,
I mean, as a premium, I'm a premium buyer, proud premium buyer. I don't want a
mm-hmm.
free group. I want a private network or private
Okay.
community,
Yes.
right? All right, go ahead.
Yes. Um, we're gonna have once a week calls. What was I calling those? Just they're gonna be check-ins.
Let's call them like
Okay, weekly.
empowerment calls.
Okay.
What else?
They'll get content as far as business. So this is a group to help women become unstuck
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, but also help them in their business if they wanted to start their business
Okay.
or their ministry.
All right.
So
Course content to
mhm,
help them start their business or
or
ministry.
ministry. Yes.
And
Yes.
let's get even more specific because we talked about when these women find their purpose, typically like they probably want to write a book or become an author, become
Yes.
a speaker, become a coach. So like
Yes.
let's stick in that realm.
Yes.
Speaking, coaching, what did we just say? Author, right? Or ministry. Oh, Perry said private healing community. Okay, what else?
I also like I'm trying to connect. I'm in the midst of connecting with therapists and counselors because I want to have a part in this group that um I have people available. Like one lady I'm connecting with now, she used to be an alcoholic, but now she counsels others.
Okay.
So I never been that. So guess who I'm gonna call
Yeah.
when one of
You're gonna
my
include an
clients need
expert,
that?
right? Include an
Exactly.
expert.
So
Yeah.
I'm collaborating with different experts. Yes.
So guest expert speakers like counselors and therapists. Okay, great. That's good.
Yes.
What do you want to charge and what do you think you should charge? And look, this is all Coach Nick. Be real, don't lowball it.
Well, I
Come
think
on,
I already
Sandy.
lowballed yesterday. You told me that I was lowballing, so I need
Yeah,
to do 1997.
I
I
am
wanted to do
charging.
997, but I think after the two clients that I get after 997 or the third one, then I will do 1997.
Okay, 1997. And you said the 997 was for 3 months or
No,
90 days?
no, that's 5 weeks.
Oh, 5 weeks. Okay.
What's included in that? It'll be two. Listen, it's going to be two calls with the 997 per week.
Okay. And then would you like help? Would you like me to help you enhance the value of your offer with Coach Nick's 3 E's? Of course. Of course. All right. You ready to see some magic, Sandra?
Yes,
Let's
I'm
push enter.
ready.
Let's see.
Oh, look
Fingers
at that.
crossed. All right, so here's what this says, right? So it says,
Mhm.
love this. You've got a deeply transformational offer with real heart. And now you're going to position it as a premium must have. Here's
Mm.
building for you. Irresistible offer outline. Your offer name is Heal to Build. The
Oh.
faith-led business and the business and I'm sorry, the faith-led business and ministry activation program. Tagline from emotional wounds to purposeful wealth. Heal, hear God clearly, boldly launch the calling you were born for. Program
Mm.
promise. Heal to Build is a 5-week activation experience for faith-driven women ready to stop hiding, heal what's been holding them back, and launch the God-given business or ministry inside of them. If you're stuck in cycles of fear, doubt, and confusion, this program helps you break free through powerful healing, divine strategy, and business clarity. Whether you're called to coach, speak, write, or start a ministry, you'll walk away with your
Mhm.
voice restored, your vision activated, and your first steps mapped out, all with God at the center. Now,
Woo.
drop some fire in the
Listen,
chat if
I
that
am.
transformed
I'm
that.
snapping. I don't got nails, but you know how they be doing that? You can't
Yes.
hear mine.
Team,
Wow, I
team in
love
the
it.
chat, did that just transform like her entire offer? We haven't even got to what it
Yes.
includes. Okay, so let's keep going. So
Wow.
core
Wow.
components, painkillers. Remember I was telling y'all about painkillers earlier? So y'all are not gonna have to figure this out. Like
Yes.
we're literally gonna get this. All right. The inner healing reset,
Yes.
emotional wounds and limiting beliefs through expert guided healing so you stop sabotaging your calling. Voice of purpose activation,
Yes.
rediscover your true voice and step into your bold identity with weekly empowerment coaching and prophetic clarity. Go get you a prophet.
Yes.
God-led business
Mhm.
launch labs, step-by-step roadmap to start your speaking, coaching, or author brand or ministry with with divine alignment
Yes.
and real-world tools. All right, you can bring your coach in for the business
Yes.
part. And then Kingdom Confidence
Mhm.
Community, a private sisterhood for real-time support, prayer, and accountability so you don't do this alone.
Yes.
Wisdom
Yes.
and Wellness guest expert series, live sessions with therapists, counselors, and ministry leaders who help heal deeper and go further. And then here's your
Oh,
bonus
wow.
stack. So remember earlier, I talked about you need
Yes.
to create urgency, right? And scarcity.
Mhm.
So this is how you do
Yes.
that. So
Mm.
bonus number 1 is Purpose to Profit mini course, how to turn
Mm.
your testimony and healing into coaching, speaking, or ministry offers
Woo.
that serve and sell. Bonus
Yes.
2, 30-day devotional visionaries, daily
Mhm.
word-based prompts to deepen your confidence and prophetic vision. And then
Mhm.
bonus 3, a one-on-one purpose planning call, clarity session with you to map out your next 90 days and lock in momentum.
Wow, look at
Total
this.
value over $3,000. Honestly, it's probably more than that. Suggested
Yes.
1997, but you can introduce it as we already even said this. Remember
Look at that. Look at that's God.
introduce it
That's
as
God.
997 as a founders round or faithful first movers bonus. And then
Mm.
here's your enhancements. You can add this you can charge even more than 2,000. You can add a
Okay.
1-day virtual retreat. So that would be, virtual retreat halfway through the program for rest, healing, vision casting, prophetic vision activation. Optional,
Wow.
a live kingdom builders retreat for alumni.
My God. Why is it messing up? Let me see.
Oh, Coach, you're going out on us for a little bit. We're losing you.
An upsell offer, bring this
I couldn't
puppies,
hear
and
you.
then
You
execution at plug and
went
play
out.
business launch template. Oh, can you hear me now?
We lost
Can you hear
you.
me
Yeah,
now?
but you went out. Can
Am
you
I
go
back?
back a little bit?
Okay. Oh yeah.
That's good.
The virtual
Okay.
retreat. Start at the retreat.
So you can add a 1-day virtual retreat halfway through the program for rest, healing, vision casting, and prophetic activation. You can add a live Kingdom Builders retreat for alumni at $997 as a back-end upsell offer. You bring in guest
Mm.
speakers like a Christian therapist to speak on trauma, a successful
Mhm.
faith-based business coach, to speak on
Mhm.
business, and a published Christian author to speak on authorship.
Yes. I
For
got all that.
execution, you can add
Mm.
business launch templates. You can also add a weekly business action checklist. Listen, and then it asks you, you want me to build the sales page and a webinar pitch?
My
Listen,
God.
let's go, y'all. How do you feel, Sandra? I'm gonna give
I
this to
feel
you.
good. I feel good. I do.
Yes.
It
Y'all,
makes it more
listen.
even more clarity.
Yes, absolutely, right? How many of
More
you
clarity.
would find that helpful to have Sammy in your back pocket? Just help you get it. You don't have to figure it out. You don't got to ask Coach Nick.
Right.
I mean, you can add, you'll ask Coach Nick, but you don't have to ask Coach Nick. Like Sammy literally, I'm gonna send this to you, Wanda. Can you send it to her? Wanda?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Listen, Sammy will get you together. Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. So let's jump back in. So did that give y'all some clarity
Absolutely.
on how
Yes,
to
it
enhance your
did.
offer? Right. You could
Yes.
spotlight my oh, I think I have a time.
I
Okay.
think we just need you to get give the camera permissions again.
Okay.
For a minute there, we had to take it off camera.
There
There we go. Great.
Boom. All right. So that is how you create an offer. Everything stems. Give me 1 second later. All right. Everything stems from your offer. So now that we have clarity on what you're going to offer, now that we have clarity on how you're going to charge a premium for it, now we can talk about the content, right? Now we can talk about the content. Your content has to do 3 things in order to convert. It has to build what I call the 3 beliefs. It has to build the belief in you, the expert, right? The belief in your system or your process or your framework or your blueprint. And then it has to build the belief that in them, that they can do this with your help. So when we talk about creating transformational content and not just informational content, you just need to follow these 3 pillars. So when even today, I gave you like a brief overview of who I am and who I served and my rock bottom story and how I built a multiple 6-figure business, leveraging webinars, why I'm an authority in this space. You need to figure out how are you going to tell your authority building story. And whether you're speaking on stage, whether you're talking on a webinar or doing a 3-day challenge, your authority building story should have a framework to it. Typically, you start high with these are my accomplishments, right? This is what I've succeeded. And then you make it relatable, but it wasn't always that way, right? Here's where I started. And let me tell you, when I say rock bottom story, if your story isn't like mine where my lights is getting ready to be cut off and I was hoping that the tow truck wasn't there to repossess my car, you don't have to go to the bottom or identify with other people's bottom for it to be your rock bottom story. Just tell your story, right? So once you tell the story, so again, we want to start high, all right? Start with your accomplishments. So we want to start at the peak. Then we want to go to our rock bottom story. Then we want to talk about how we discovered this strategy, this method, or this solution, how we encountered the problem, but we discovered the solution. And I'm sorry, that actually is the next one. How we encountered the problem. That's like going on the way up, problem. And how we discovered the solution. And then now how you're helping people use that solution to overcome the problem to get to the result. Does that make sense? Your authority building story. This is literally a framework that if you really pay attention to some of the greats that they use in order to attract, convict, and convert, right? Your system. So again, this is the vehicle that gets them from point A to point B. You need to show them how the system makes things easier. I just showed you. Can I be honest? Say yes in the chat if I could be honest? If I could just pull back the smoke and mirrors, type yes in the chat. Okay, great. I just showed you a part of the system for the webinar selling system bootcamp, which is you get a custom GPT to help make this stuff easier. How does your system, your process, your framework, your support system make it easier to get to the results? Right? There's some of you right now that's like, as soon as you drop the link, I'm joining, right? And then the belief in them. How do you build belief in people? You build belief in people with other people, testimonials, case studies. When I start working with clients, the very first thing that I tell a client who has not gotten anyone else a result, I say, go out and get somebody a result. That's the very first thing you need to do is go get somebody a result. Why? Because listen, people believe more about what other people say about you than what you say about you. I'll say that again. People believe, or it's more believable what other people say about you than what you say about you. Right? And it's also better. It is good to hear that you got your self results, but what other people want to hear is, can you help me get a result? WIIFM. Everybody put WIIFM in the chat. What's in it for me? That's all your clients care about, is what's in it for them. Can you help them? Right? So when we're building a belief in them, what helps this is, yes, telling your story and being relatable, but what helps even more is if you can talk about how you helped other people do it. Also, when you're building a belief in them, you have to overcome objections. This is why we have you interview your ideal client avatar as soon as you join the boot camp. Why? Because you need to understand, how are they describing the pain? How are they describing the roadblock? What limiting beliefs do they have about getting to the result? And let me tell you, a lot of times people don't even realize that they have limiting beliefs about that. How many of you felt like in order to make webinars work, you had to have a huge social media following, you had to have a big email list, or you had to spend thousands of dollars in paid advertising? How many, you can be honest, how many of you felt like in order to make this work, I have to have one or all of those things? Yeah, Coach Stephanie. And my content shows you that you don't, right? That you don't, all right? So the 3 beliefs in your content in order to convict is building the belief in the expert, building a belief in this, are you the expert, building a belief in your system or your process, your framework, your blueprint, your roadmap, and building the belief that they can do this with your help. Yes, yes. Tapped into Lisa Nichols. Awesome. Okay, so now let's talk about the attract formula. So we talked about converting, right? So we actually started backwards. I did that on purpose. So we talked about attract, convict, convert, and we started backwards. So we talked about converting. You need to create a signature offer that you could charge a premium for. And I showed you how to do that. Yes in the chat, or come off of mute and say yes if you learn how to create a signature offer that you could charge a premium for. Type yes in the chat. Okay, I got Michelle.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Then we talked
Yes.
about, you have to create content that not only convicts, or not only attracts, or I'm sorry, not only convicts, but also leads to the conversion. So we literally talked about the 3 beliefs you have to build in your presentation to get people to take an action. Say yes or type yes in the chat if you learn that. Okay, great. So now we need to talk about attracting them. The reason we work backwards is because everything, remember, has to lead to the offer. If you're doing any of this and it doesn't align here, when you try to get here, this is why you won't convert on the webinar. And this is why you won't make any sales, because one of these were misaligned. So now we need to talk about attraction. So when we talk about attraction, you need to understand that you have to have a winning headline formula. All right. So when we talk about headlines, It has to be something that resonates with your audience. It has to be something that calls out to them. All right. You always want to opt for clear, concise, and results driven. So there's this stat that says in marketing, you should always write so simple that a fifth grader can understand it. Right? So you don't want to overcomplicate it. You don't want to make things complex, right? We don't want the eight-step formula to create freedom. That is definitely, let's do this. The 8-step formula to create freedom. What's wrong with this headline? Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this?
It's not a guarantee that it's going to be freedom is going to be created.
Yeah, it's not. So somebody's, that.
Yeah.
Somebody said it's too broad. Yes, it's too broad. What's
Vague.
the points? Too many steps. Clear.
Vague.
Yes. So you want it to be clear, concise, and when I say clear and concise, doesn't mean that the length. It just means it has to be easy to understand. So here's how we transform this. Tell me which one of these. I had to use red, but the green wasn't showing. Tell me which one of these are it's stronger. How to build generational wealth. Okay. How to build generational wealth and create financial freedom for your family and loved ones. Family and loved ones. Now, this is a little bit long, but do you feel like this is stronger? Would this cause you to opt in better than the 8-step formula to create freedom? You could even just say how to build generational wealth for your family and loved ones, or how to create financial freedom for your family and loved ones. Who feels which one is stronger, 1 or 2? Which one is stronger? 2.
2.
It's clear. It ain't too concise, but that's okay. But it's clear, a fifth grader can understand it. It's results driven, and it's something that people want. Give them what they want, right? Speak into the wants and the desires and be unapologetic about it. All right. So here's so this is the headline. Then you want a subtitle that further explains this, right? And again, I got 2 things in here. You could probably do 1. You could probably leave 2. You just want to test it. But like you can say, usually your subtitle is an even if or a without, right? So how to build generational wealth for your family and loved ones, even if you feel like you started saving too late, right? Or how to create financial freedom for yourself and your loved ones without dipping into your retirement or picking up another job. It further clarifies the headline. Does this make sense? All right. So here was where I went wrong. I had level up, but I did not have clarity around my offer or my webinar. Therefore, people didn't really sign up. Or if we ran ads, people weren't signing up. We were wasting money, right? When you get this right, when you speak into the pain points, the desires, the roadmaps, when you speak into the pain points, the desires, the limiting beliefs, the objections of your audience right out of the gate, and you make it prevalent, it literally transforms your webinar. Who would like to see me use, actually, we have another GPT. Her name is Christy. Who would like to see me use Christy to transform one of your webinar headlines? Yes, Coach Stephanie, let's go. Let's go. Okay, I'm coming back to the camera, Wanda, back to my audio. We're going to transform a headline. So make that in 2 hours a day and I'm sold. Let's go. Okay, let's get another VIP. Delissa, are you able to come up? Okay, if not, Coach Stephanie. What about you, Coach Stephanie? Join the boot camp. So you're gonna get this anyway.
Okay.
Hey. Okay.
Hey.
So what I want to do is tell us what your offer is, Coach Stephanie, and what are you thinking about your webinar title being?
So I'm gonna change that one word because you know what it is.
Okay.
So I'll just change that one word to self. So it's sis, get yourself together.
Sis, get yourself together. Okay. Help me transform my webinar title using Coach Nick's framework. All right. Current title. Sis, get yourself together. Now, here's the thing. This is just like my first webinar when I said level up. It doesn't talk about results. It's not specific. It's too broad. So we're going to nail this down. So tell me what's the big promise of the webinar? What will they walk away with? Very specific. Or actually, what's the big promise of your offer? What are they going to walk away with?
Life transformation.
Life transformation. Okay, that's still very broad.
Still very broad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Sandra helps women overcome and heal their traumas, discover their purpose, and then monetize it by either writing a book, speaking, or creating a business, right? So for you, what's the specific result that you help women get?
That's what I need help with, niching down.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, I got you next, Alicia. Okay, so let's talk about this. So you're getting ready to launch your book, right? You're getting ready to launch a program based off of your book?
Yes, that was the intentions.
Okay. And what was and is the book about your life and how you transformed your life?
That's what it's based on. But it's
Okay.
giving them, it's the book and the workbook, giving them every steps as to it talks about what I did and it goes into the things that the suggestions for you to do to transform your life.
And when you transformed your life, what was the result that you got for yourself? Like what was the end result?
For one,
I went from let me help you. I went from what? What was
I
the
went from living paycheck to paycheck to a 5-figure savings that I don't have to touch. Like
Okay. Okay. All right. I went from living paycheck to paycheck. I will, let me see. I will be teaching them how I transformed my life from living paycheck to paycheck. And was that all that the book was about? Was about financial wellness?
It was about financial. Yep. I transparency. I had like a 400 something credit score. Now it's like close to 7.
Let's go. Okay.
Yep, I did that too.
400 credit score to a 5-figure savings and 700 credit score.
Yep.
And how they can do the same. They can do the same. So you're teaching financial literacy, it sounds like.
Yep.
Right. Let's see what this is Christy, the copywriter. So Christy, the copywriter, is going to write your webinar title. She's going to write your emails. She's going to write your text messages. She's going to help you with all of your copy, right? All right. So here's some high converting webinar title options. Sis, secure the bag. From bad credit to big savings in 90 days, how I went from a 400 credit score to a five-figure savings, and how you can too. From paycheck to paycheck to paid and powerful, the exact steps I use to level up my finances, credit, and savings. No fluff, no luck. Fix your finances, change your life. How I rebuilt my credit, stacked five figures, and finally stopped stressing over money. The level up plan: fix your credit, build your bank, feel like that girl again. That sounds like your
I like that.
a step-by-step blueprint to get out of financial survival mode for good. Money moves: the three-step path to better credit and bigger savings. Go from stressed and stuck to secure and thriving, even if you tried everything. Community, drop in the chat if you feel like that totally transformed her webinar title. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you, Coach Stephanie. You have to be careful because you don't want to attract people who can't pay you, right? So if we lead with how I went from a 400 credit score to five-figure savings, people with 400 credit scores, and again, not talking bad about them, but they may not be able to afford your services, you're going to attract that. But what I like about I kind of like fix your finances. Let's give Chrissy this. These are powerful titles, but we want to be careful. You have to be careful with messaging because you want to attract premium buyers and repel people who cannot afford to work with you, right? Because again, you want to invest time, money, and energy. You want an ROI. I like these, but as I'm thinking, I don't want to attract people who can't afford to work with me. Give me options that speak to premium buyers. Yeah, Gloria. Gloria has a good point. The 400 credit score could be talked about in the program. Okay, here we go. This is a different energy, y'all. Wealthy woman energy. Elevate your credit, cash flow, and confidence. The system I use to 10x my savings, fix my credit, and start living like I deserve. From survival to secure, the financial reset for ambitious women. How high-performing women are building their money foundation with power and peace. Financial maturity, the grown woman's, I like that, the grown woman's guide to credit, cash, and control. The wealth aligned system for securing your future without hustle or shame. Secure the bag and in the blueprint. The premium plan to elevate your finances, clean your credit, and step into the overflow. Rich mindset, real money. A credit and cash flow reset for women who's ready. For women who are done settling and ready to become financially unf-wittable. That's all you, ain't it?
That is me. I
Yes.
love
Series
those.
at number 5
Yes.
is pressure.
Let's go, Chrissy.
Yes, let's go, Christy.
Let's go,
Listen, how
Chrissy.
helpful was that, Coach Stephanie? I'm giving this to Wanda so she
That
can
was
send it to
so
you.
helpful. And just like Sandra said, when she couldn't have chosen a better word. Like clarity, clarity, clarity. That I needed that because I needed to niche down. And
Yeah.
oh my goodness, that was good. That was
Yes, let's go. Give Coach Stephanie a hand. Listen, I want to hear your takeaways before we go into this last part. A couple people come up and just give me some takeaways that you've gotten so far. Did y'all get clear about the content, like how to attract
I
convicted?
love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah. Coach Stephanie.
Very clear. That's all I could say. I need to call your program clear because
Yep.
I mean, you think you got somewhere and then you bring us to a whole nother level. Like, nope, this is nope. And tomorrow I could imagine what, what's going to happen is going to be even more clearer.
The
So I
sales.
appreciate it. Yes, I
Let's
appreciate it.
go.
And you also shifted my mindset a little bit because um the poverty area and environment that I lived in for so long, I will honestly say the other day when you said if you want to help, you didn't say it word for word, but I guess you were getting at if you want to help poor people start a nonprofit or something like that. But because of my previous situation, that was my aim. That was my thing. I wanted to help people get away from where I came from, but you're kind of like shifting my mindset to say, um, go for premium. I'm understanding that more.
Yes.
And you're niching me down like when you said you can't help everybody because you'll help nobody. So that what we just did with Miss Christie is really helping me change my focus to premium people in spite
Yes.
of what I went through that brought me to this point. So that
Yes.
was good. That was good for me.
Let's go. Yes. Work with the premium buyers. So much easier. Any other takeaways?
My takeaways were the 3 E's that you can implement in order to enhance an offer that you already have, which was the add experience, the expert, and or add an expert, as well as add an executive. So I like that a lot.
Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Well,
Also,
awesome. Listen. Oh, go ahead, Cynthia.
okay, thank you. I was wanting to help those that didn't have a lot, but then I was like, I'm not going to get paid. And I've never focused on money all my life. I'm not that person because money doesn't change me like that. I was married to the person who would change when they got money, when they knew some money was coming. They would spend it before they got it. I would always have to make sure the bills added up to more than that amount on that check. So they would see they didn't have anything to spend because we were not at that point yet. So I realized I have to attract a different type of person. I have to get some money. Then I can go back and pour into those that don't have it. I'm already giving back volunteering at a homeless women's shelter. I've been doing that for years, and I help with their yearly moneymaker with their what do you call it when they have their fundraiser, and we do the baskets and all that. But we got to do it strategically. It takes time. Yes.
Well, the thing is, we're building a business and we can serve our community and we can help those who are in need and the underserved communities through our nonprofits. But for your for-profit business, your goal is to make a profit. It's to fund your dream. It's to fund yourself so that you can, again, for those of you who feel purpose aligned in your business, so that you can make a living off of fulfilling the purpose that you were called to do. So listen, drop a yes in the chat if you've gotten value so far out of these last 2 days, or come off a mute and say yes. Yes in the chat if y'all got value. Yes in the chat if you know that this will work for you. Yes in the chat if you know that you are going to implement and you're going to start getting paid, right? For your worth. Well, not your worth, but a premium, right?
Yes.
Yesterday, let me spotlight. Yesterday, we opened up our boot camp. So for those of you who are just joining us, we opened up our boot camp. We launched our boot camp back in last month in June, and we are getting ready to open up for our next cohort happening in August. If you got value, have I earned to open doors again for those of you who are ready to step in today? Type yes in the chat if you would like to hear about the boot camp and like an opportunity to join. Type yes in the chat or come off of mute and say yes, either or. I'm so excited to share this with y'all. We have been working hard on this. Let me see. Let's go. Okay, I got I'm listening. And I'm excited to open doors again. So listen, for those of you who know that listen, I need to implement this system. I need to create consistency in my business. I need to generate qualified leads. I need to make consistent sales. I'm ready to go to the next level and I'm ready to stop playing with it and start getting real with it. This bootcamp is for you. So I'm introducing the Webinar Selling System Bootcamp. It's a 90-day intensive designed to help you build, launch, and automate a high-converting webinar funnel so you can attract qualified leads and generate consistent, repeatable sales without burning out or guessing what to do next. Talk about a painkiller, right? Here's who this is for. It's perfect for coaches, consultants, and service providers with a premium offer, or you are open to being coached to develop your premium offer. It's for e-commerce sellers who's launching either a subscription or a high-ticket product, or you are open to me coaching you on how to create a high-ticket product, or career professionals looking to pivot into entrepreneurship with products and services, with digital products and services. Here's what this includes, okay? So when you join today, well, at the end of the challenge, you're going to get access to some pre-training, help you get organized, set up for success, because on August 12th, not June 10th, on August 12th, we are hitting the ground running with a 30-day sprint. Now, in this 30-day sprint, we're going to go fast, right? Like we want to get you launched within your first 30 to 45 days, getting your webinar, filling your webinar, executing it, and making sales, right? So you're going to do a 30-day sprint. At the end of that 30-day sprint, I'm inviting you here to Atlanta. This will take place in early September for VIP launch weekend. This is where we're going to have a content day. You are going to work alongside me to get your funnel set up, to do everything that we've been working on in the 30-day sprint. Launch weekend is when we're going to get it done. Everybody type "get it done" in the chat. Say, or come off of mute and say, "get it done." You are going to come to VIP weekend to get it done, okay? And then after VIP weekend, within 1 to 2 weeks, essentially you're going to launch your marketing campaign to fill your webinar. All right? So we need to fill the webinar. Remember, we fill, deliver, and close. Now, while you're filling your webinar, you're going to go through run through week. So you're not going to just jump on the webinar and do it live the first time. You are actually going to practice it with experts and me in the room giving you feedback, right? On how to optimize. Once you go through run through week, then you are going to actually execute your webinar and optimize. All right. How many of you know that you need this done now, right? How many of you know that this is what you need? I need the accountability. I need the launch weekend. Give me the professional photos. Give me the professional content. Show me what to do. Help me get it done, right? Let's go. So when you join, you're going to get access to my unlimited leads training. So yesterday I talked about how to get unlimited leads and the 3 fast paths to leads. All right. So that is going to be the speak to sell training if you're going to do speaking to get leads to your webinar, partnership success secrets if you want to collaborate with influencers or groups who already have the attention of your ideal client. I'm going to literally give you all of my templates, tools. I think I even give you my contracts and deals, how we negotiate and structure deals. Vend to Profit Masterclass. I'm going to teach you how to use vendor tables to fill your webinars. And Digital Ads That Sales Lab, which is taught by a Meta certified digital ads expert to help you launch your ads, right? So we're going to literally teach you how to fill your webinar. Then we're gonna show you how to create content that converts. Are you gonna know exactly what to say in your messaging and your webinar and how to present your content in a way that attracts, convicts, and converts your audience into paying customers. The premium offer suite training, if y'all thought that was fire today, the premium offer suite or the premium offer training, well, you're going to get the step-by-step blueprint to package your products and services into an irresistible high-ticket offer that sells. And we're going to go even deeper. I'm going to show you how to create that offer that sells, that you can sell at a premium. Then you're going to get the profit from launch predictable sales strategy. You're never going to have to guess in your sales game again. You're going to get the training and strategy you need to be profitable out of the gate and hit your revenue goals. In VIP, I showed them our dashboard that all of our bootcamp clients get so that you can track your numbers and you know where to tweak up, where to tweak down. Sales is a number game, folks. Sales is a numbers game. And you have to keep track of the numbers so you know how to hit your sales goal. If you want to hit 100K in 6 months, the tracker is going to tell you exactly how to do that. That's what you get in this training. And then again, you get to come down here to Atlanta for a VIP launch weekend lock-in session. This is one big co-working session with me and my team and the other boot campers and some of my other clients. You get a professional content day where you're going to record all of your webinar promo content, your video sales letters, your ads, and get a professional brand photo. You're also going to practice your pitch, right? So you have to sell. Everybody say sell. You have to sell if you want to be successful in business, but you don't have to just start out of the gate. We're going to pitch, we're going to practice, right? And get live feedback. And then networking. It is a vibe. And hopefully tomorrow the teaser video will be ready. But we had a great VIP weekend. We just had it for our first cohort this past weekend, and they had an amazing time. Then you get tech and coaching support. So we have weekly strategy labs, an on-demand training platform. You get webinar feedback and review and coaching, weekly accountability calls with Wanda. How many of you love Wanda on the call? She leads our accountability calls. You get weekly tech calls with our tech manager, showing you how to set everything up so you're not trying to figure out tech on your own. Private community access. And for your first webinar, I am giving you one of our trained team members to be your admin support for your first webinar so you're not doing it alone. They know how to drop the link. They also know how to sell. They know how to bring people into breakout rooms. They know how to let people in. So all you have to do is show up. Everything, and then you get a 360 support system, right? Tribe, community, coaching, and all of that. Everything you're getting today is over $23,000 in value. But that's not it. Those of you
We lost you, Coach. We lost you. Going
this
out,
is
in and out on us.
For going to automate your messages, your website booking, business. Am I back?
There we go. Yeah, Coach, we lost you right when you started talking about the bonuses.
Okay, all right, all right. Well, we back. We back. Hold on. Let me share my screen.
Thank you. Thank you. Guys, throw some fire emoji in the chat if you are appreciating everything that's included in this program. When they said he thought of everything, everything is in this.
Yes. Okay. So the bonus is you get 3 months access to Autopilot CRM. This is your email marketing, text messages, your websites, your funnels, calendar booking, payment system. Depending on what plan you go with, you can also host your courses, communities, digital products. It is literally your business hub, right? You get 3 months access. And the reason why we give you 3 months access is because by day 90, you will have been generating revenue in your business to cover not only this business expense, but your other business expenses. I'm also inviting you, giving you a general ticket to my 6-figure blueprint mansion mastermind business dinner. It happens here in Atlanta at the end of every year where we plan 2026 on how you're going to hit your revenue goals. So you get a general admission ticket for that. Then you steal my assets. I'm literally giving you everything that I have that has been working for my webinars and my clients to plug and play. And not only that, remember Christy from earlier and Sammy the strategist? Y'all show Christy and Sammy some love in the chat if they were absolutely fire. Like show drop some fire emojis or some hearts in the chat if you thought Christy and Sammy were fire in helping these people get clarity on their messaging, on their offer, and creating that. So when you join the bootcamp today, you get access to Sammy the strategist, Christy the copywriter, and Stevie the sales coach, which I can't wait to show y'all that tomorrow. Stevie the sales coach is gonna help you close, right? So you get access to your AI dream team. Everything you're getting access to is over $25,000 in value. The normal investment for the do it with me, you have two options. Do it with me and do it for me. The normal investment for do it with me is $5,000. The normal investment for do it for me is $12,000. But for those of you who joined today during this challenge, you get the reduced investment of $3,500 if you do it with me, or you could break it up into payments, or you could do the do it for me for $6,500. We have payments for that too. We have Klarna, PayPal credit, and Afterpay. Now listen, yesterday we gave you $500 off plus 60 days of admin support once you launch your webinar, right? That was yesterday. That's gone. Okay. That's gone. If you took action, you got $500 off, you got full level support. So we can't give that same offer today, but what we can do, I am going to, for those of you who know that this is for you and you're ready to step in today, we're giving you $250 off, and I'm going to give you my challenge funnel. So when you guys hit my landing page, don't y'all think this landing page is beautiful? I do. When you're ready to do a multi-day event, whether it's a summit, a 5-day summit, a 3-day challenge, a 2-day boot camp, a multi-day event, you'll have this funnel ready to go to plug and play into your own business. I'm giving that to you for those of you who step in today. Wanda is getting ready to drop that link, as well as she's getting ready to drop the link. If you know you're going to step in today, drop me in the chat and she will DM you the code to use to get $250 off. I know some of you need more time. Some of you are like, I need to think about it. So we're not even going to waste time. I want you to think about it. I want you to have the link. But if you know that you are going to join today, if you know that this is for you, I want to take action, say me in the chat and Wanda will give you the coupon code to get $250 off and get the challenge funnel. All right. And we still have a paid in full bonus left. Okay. We have a paid in full bonus for the first person who pays in full. I am going to be on your first webinar coaching you live time. How many people would love to have me help them close sales on their webinar? How many people would love to have me say, hey, say this and don't say that? Drop a me in the chat, right? You get me on your webinar for the first person who pays in full. All right. So this is literally a no-brainer. We wanted to make this a no-brainer. We also have a guarantee because I am not new to this. I am true to this. And I know that our systems and our frameworks and what we do works. And we are committed to supporting our clients to the 19th degree. If you have not made your investment back, let's say you launch your webinar and in 90 days from that launch, you have not made your investment back, my team will work for you for free until you do. And here's the thing, I still got to pay them. I still got to pay the team, y'all. So listen, join, don't delay, join today. You're getting over $27,000 in value, but you literally only have to, today, if you do the payment plan, let's see what that breaks out to be. If you do the payment plan, 166.67 minus 250. You only put down 916 today. And that's if you just do the payment plan. If you need more flexible options, you can do Klarna, PayPal, credit, or Afterpay. Listen, make this, don't get in your own way. Don't make excuses. We have prioritized other people for far too long. You've put your business on the back burner for far too long. You know you need to be more consistent with your marketing. You know you need to be more consistent with sales so you can finally live the life that you know you were meant to live. So that you can finally unlock freedom that you know you were meant to create by bringing your solution into the world. So listen, that link is in the chat. I'm not going to belabor this. I'm going to open the floor for questions because we have about 15 minutes left. And we want to get this done. We want to get you up and running and join the boot camp today. So who has questions? And if you need a breakout room, type breakout in the chat and we will be putting into a breakout room. This is the last piece to your missing puzzle. Yes, Stephanie, speak that. Let's go. Who has questions, ladies and gents? What's holding you back? What's going to start you more?
I have a question. I'm just asking in general, because maybe I'm missing something and I would like to learn this from other people that's in the chat because it could also help me too. But the people that are not joining, and I'm not promoting for you, Nick. This is a serious question for me.
Okay.
The people who are not joining, can y'all help me out and help me to see what are you guys doing for marketing? Because I post, and I'm not reaching people. ChatGPT has really created a really good program for me. My book is selling really well, but I wasn't reaching anybody. So this was my missing piece. the marketing, the webinars, and things like that. So if y'all aren't using this type of a system, help me understand what else are y'all doing that I could be missing, because this was what I needed. So if y'all have other things,
Listen to that Coach Stephanie challenging. Let's go. Yeah, what are y'all doing? Nichelle, I see your note in the chat. My better half is holding me back. Listen, go get him. Go get him. Wanda, meet her in the breakout room. Let's talk to him together and answer his questions. We're the best. We are the best options to answer questions, Nichelle, especially if you have a spouse. For those of you who have a spouse, and we want y'all to be on the same page. Um, Go get him. Pull him into a breakout room. Are you able to get him on the call, Nichelle? Or are you at work? Cool. And if anybody wants to answer Coach Stephanie's question, what are you doing for marketing for your business?
Well, this is Sandra. One of the things that I'm gonna suggest, I say I'm doing it, but what I see that's working for a lot of people. Do you have a TikTok account, Miss
yes,
Stephanie,
I
Coach
I
Stephanie?
am on TikTok. Yep.
Okay, do you go live on TikTok?
I have went live on TikTok, but again, it my TikTok, my Instagram, Facebook, it generally reaches family, friends, basically non-buyers. It reaches just that. So that's why I was saying my missing piece were the ads to get the extended people, to get the extended reach. But yes, ma'am, Miss Sandra, I do have all of those platforms, but it just generate family, friends, and coworkers, and they ain't gonna buy nothing.
And here's the thing, social media is good, but organic
Yeah.
social media is slow and it's
Mm-hmm.
unpredictable. The 3 fast paths that I'm teaching you guys, it makes it predictable. If I am going to speak on stage at a women's professional networking event that is exclusively for women who are paying a annual or a monthly fee. They're already demonstrating their habits. By demonstrating their habits, those are more qualified leads than me posting a TikTok and just having any and everybody on my calendar, right? Got to get intentional. And that's exactly what we teach all in the boot camp. So thank y'all for that. Gloria says, I have a grocery delivery pickup business. How would this help me? Tell me a little bit more about your business, Gloria. Are you able to come on camera or come off of mute? Gloria, you there? Okay, and Nichelle, I see your message. What I would recommend, Nichelle, is Wanda, maybe you can drop either my link or your link in the chat, our calendar links. I'd recommend you, when you get home, book a call so we can talk. It's good to watch the replay, but I mean, he needs to know, he got questions, right? He got questions that he needs answered, and we want to answer those questions. So what I would recommend you do, we're going to give you the link, and I would book a call with you, him, and then me or Wanda, whichever one she drops in the chat. Probably mine if if he is a guy. Okay. Gloria, tell me more about your business. Uh-oh. Is it me again? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. All right. All right. I think maybe Gloria's stuck. Gloria, without me knowing much about your business, I can only shoot in the dark, right? So if you have a grocery delivery business, let me just scroll back up. If you have a grocery delivery and pickup business, that is along the lines of Instacart, right? And Instacart let's see if Instacart has a webinar. You know who has a webinar that's similar? Airbnb. Instacart webinar. So you can use your webinar Yes. Okay. How to increase Instacart sales, beginner's guide to Instacart shopping. So what you could do, I don't know how your business is structured, but if let's say your business is structured to where you're trying to build something like Instacart, you have two challenges you need to solve. You need shoppers, right? And delivery people, and you need customers, people to patronize. So essentially you are acting as the middle person. So you could do one of two things. You could do, or both. You could do a webinar teaching people the number one side hustle to do if you're an introvert to make money, right? And then you are pitching them to become a shopper so that you can fulfill the groceries and deliveries. If you're targeting the consumers, how to how busy moms balance career, family, and business while still having dinner on the table by 5 without stress, right? So now we're speaking to the target audience that we want to become buyers, and your solution is the vehicle to get them there. Does that make sense? That's the best I can give you without knowing too much details about your business, but it's really just thinking about the premium offer. And you want to, again, you want to follow the same framework to enhance it to be a premium. So just a regular grocery delivery service, the premium offer to that is probably to do a paid subscription. That's okay, Gloria. You can just watch the replay. The best thing to do with that is probably a paid subscription. So now we're going to have people subscribe per month to get this service, right? And then now whether they use it or don't, you're making recurring revenue in the business, right? And that's a certain type of woman, certain type of client that you're looking for. Does that help, Gloria? Yep. And if you join the boot camp, I can go deeper and help you formulate this. For sure, there are premium services that are already doing this. So we want to model, customize, and enhance, right? So we can stand out in the market. Awesome. Okay. Yes, Coach Stephanie wants some collaboration. So let's go. Let's join. Wanda, can you drop that link in the chat one more time? What other questions do y'all have? Yes, Natasha said, I'm the real deal. Listen, I'm true to this, not new to this. What other questions y'all have? What's holding you back? What's keeping you from joining? What questions can I answer for you that will say, you know what, Nick, I need to know this answer for me to take that leap, take that step. I got you. I'm on the hook. Like I said, if you don't make your investment back after you launch, me, Wanda, and the rest of my team, we're working with you for free until you do. So let's go. I want to collab with Nick and Stephanie. Let's go. Collab as in become a client? What are we talking about, Sandra? Oh, Sandra's already a client, but we need to get you in the boot camp. Let's go. All right. I'm here. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Is there any other questions? If you don't want to ask your question publicly, you can direct message me. Me and Wanda, we're gonna stay on for a little bit longer. We're gonna stop the recording and the broadcast. We're gonna answer questions. Listen, for those of you who, you're not, hey, I'm not joining. This is the end of the call. We'll see you tomorrow for day 3, where I'm going to teach you how to close. So we talked about deliver, right? So yesterday we talked about filling. Today we talked about delivering the content. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the close. How do you close without being salesy? How do you make sales with this thing, right? Are y'all ready for that? Give me a yes in the chat if you're ready for that. For those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much.